You may have heard of the Roth Conversion tool. We've talked a lot about it on this channel. We've used it for our clients before. It's something that is actually spoken about quite a bit by financial and retirement planners in the space. However, it still ends up being one of the biggest and most underused things that I see in a client's portfolio or strategy when they come to us for the first time, especially if they've been working with another financial advisor who might have brought it up but never taken action on it perhaps. And today we're going to talk about what it is, as well as a few common mistakes to avoid. Hi, I'm John Norberg, and welcome to the Financial Prof series. So Roth Conversion, what is it? Well, very briefly, it's where you take money from a pre-tax account, such as a traditional 401k or traditional IRA, and then convert those funds into a Roth account, like a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k, as the case may be. When you convert it from point A, that traditional account, into the Roth account, it's then, as it crosses over, that we pay the taxes, right? And because we're paying the taxes in that conversion, now as it sits in that Roth account, it can grow as much as can be, and we never have to pay taxes on that money again. Anything that comes out, provided you follow a few simple rules, will be free of state, local, and federal tax, which is pretty amazing, right? But there are a few things to be aware of. So here are a few gotchas I've seen when people have attempted Roth conversions by themselves and maybe not been aware of everything that they should have known going in. First one, they don't remember or realize or even know about the 5-year rule. What is it? Well, very simply, anytime you do a Roth conversion, there's a 5-year clock that the IRS puts on it, effective the date of the conversion. And essentially what happens is if you draw those funds that you converted out before 5 years elapses, you're going to be on the hook for not only any income tax on the earnings, but also a 10% penalty on top of that. Not fun. So you got to make sure you have at least 5 years before you intend to take those funds out. Another significant gotcha. This is especially pertinent if you're planning to retire soon and file for Medicare, or if Medicare is part of your strategy in any way. It is the IRMA, which stands for the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. And it is pretty much what it sounds like. You're going to get assessed an extra chunk of change on your monthly premiums for Medicare if your income is above a certain level. So if you're doing large Roth conversions in retirement and you're not looking out for the Medicare adjustment because of IRMA, then what you could see happen is if your income as a married couple is over $212,000, and that's not just your income, but also that has to account for any Roth conversions as well, because the IRS sees that as coming out of your IRA and therefore counts it as taxable income, then you're going to be assessed at least $71.90 here in 2024. And by the way, that number does go up the higher your income goes. Now, if your income's under $212,000 or $106,000 as an individual, you don't have to worry about that. But I bring this up because it's a gotcha that people are like, oh, I retired, let's convert a big chunk of my IRA. That's great, but let's not forget about Medicare. Now, the third gotcha is also a tax thing. It's the estimated tax payments that oftentimes get completely forgotten about. And again, this comes into play typically with clients who are making larger conversions. So, if you're thinking about a 50 or 100 or multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars Roth conversion, then you're probably going to need to make estimated tax payments along the way, because typically taxes are not going to be withheld from that Roth conversion amount. And again, the IRS sees that as income because it's coming out of your IRA, and you do owe taxes on it. So if you haven't talked to your CPA and you are looking at making a large Roth conversion, loop in your financial advisor, loop in your CPA, and make sure that you have a plan in place for making any estimated tax payments every quarter, because if you don't, the interest on that can get pretty ugly pretty quick, and the IRS is going to get a chunk of flesh out of you because they didn't get their money in a timely manner. I did actually have this happen once where a client came across my desk. The estimated tax payments, unfortunately, had not been made on time. Now, luckily in their case, we did catch it fairly soon, so the damage wasn't awful, but it just goes to show that the IRS is very much on top of this, and you do need to be aware of any estimated tax payments as a result, especially of larger conversions. So again, the Roth conversion, it's an enormously beneficial and useful tool for those in this situation to take advantage of it. It can help you save significantly on taxes, potentially in the future, And especially considering the fact that we are in a pretty favorable tax code scenario right now, this would be the time to consider it. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is going to be sunsetted at the end of 2025 unless Congress acts before then, meaning that most people's tax brackets are going to go up at the end of next year. So this is more or less prime time if you've been thinking about a Roth conversion but haven't taken action yet. So if you have questions or want to chat further about your specific situation, drop us a note here on Norberg Wealth Management YouTube channel, give us a call, or we'd love to hear from you. And in the meantime, I'll see you out there.